Hi everyone, I'm Clarke Wolfe and you're watching The Pop Fix. I love the Marvel movies. I remember when I saw Iron Man for the first time. Little nerdy Clarke was sitting at home reading an Entertainment Weekly cover story about the huge risk that Marvel was taking with the film. Jon Favreau would direct, the guy from Swingers and Elf. Robert Downey Jr., my favorite actor at the time, had bounced back from a controversial past, and the studio was willing to gamble on the fact that he was Tony Stark. And of course, they were introducing a character that most people hadn't heard of. This wasn't Batman or Superman, this was Iron Man. I remember seeing that trailer and it was so bomb. AC/DC blasting in the background, Downey looking like the badass I always knew he was, and seeing the movie for the first time in the theater was one of the most enjoyable movie-going experiences I've ever had. It was funny and smart and freaking awesome. Marvel continued to introduce characters on the big screen following the Iron Man formula, which, if you ask me, boiled down to this: hiring the right people for the job. Marvel also wasn't afraid to let their characters be who they were. When Iron Man, a snarky, womanizing drunk, is the biggest thing in movies, it might have been tempting to give Captain America a bit of a modern edge. In a tough economic environment and an angry world that faces a fear of terrorism on a daily basis, is anyone going to want to watch a Boy Scout run around and fight Nazis? Turns out, yeah, they would. Thor brought an element of Shakespearean drama to the hero, and finally, Joss Whedon, nerd god of all nerd gods, would oversee the MCU and write and direct the Avengers. If you ask me, the reason the Avengers worked so well is because all of the characters were able to be true to who they were on their own and then come together and serve as perfect foils for one another. That and the movie's a freaking blast. In a Dark Knight kind of world, Marvel wasn't afraid to take a risk, yes, it was a risk, and have fun with their heroes. In the MCU, you're allowed to be weird, an outcast. And it's okay to not fit in, and it's okay to be funny, and it's okay to laugh. Fun is back! And you all know I'm a fan of fun when it comes to my summer blockbusters. Which brings me to Guardians of the Galaxy. You're telling me we have a raccoon, a tree, and the chubby guy from Parks and Rec as the next bunch of great superheroes. And wait, the guy who brought me Slither and Super, two of the most dark and twisted movies of the last few years, is going to direct? Yes. The first trailer for Guardians is one of the most expensive, weird things I've ever seen, and yet, holy cow, was it awesome. Remember that feeling we talked about with AC/DC and Iron Man? Who knew that could come from Hooked on a Feeling? Marvel knew, and that's why I like those guys. Regardless of how it all turns out, I just want to say this to DC and Warner Brothers. Guys, it's okay to have fun. It's okay to let our superheroes be super instead of super depressing. I understand an appreciation for maturity when it comes to these characters, especially in the wake of the Batman and Robins and Superman Returns of the world, but when it comes to these properties that we all know and love, can't we just enjoy ourselves a bit? Superman snapping necks, Lois Lane making dick jokes, is that really what Superman means to you? Okay, maybe. The good news is that you guys can enjoy that over there, and I'll be over here with the dancing British guy and Mark Ruffalo. It's good company. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to The Pop Fix for all your nerdy needs. I'm Clarke Wolfe, and until next time, what's your fix?